Mabuhay! I'm Dr. Chris Oromon, a student of Masters in Business Administration, major in Hospital Administration of University of Negros Occidental, Recoletos, Bacolod City, Philippines. Allow me to present my paper entitled Socioeconomic Demographics and Health Status of the Residents of a Hinterland Community in Negros Island, Philippines. For the background of the study, global and Southeast Asian context, remote hinterland communities grapple with poverty, limited resources, and environmental vulnerability, hindering their progress on UN Sustainable Development Goals. Solutions must focus on managing resources sustainably, building infrastructure, and providing education. In Southeast Asia, these communities also battle limited health care and the effects of climate change, making them particularly vulnerable. Investments in infrastructure, healthcare access, and alternative income sources are crucial to improve their lives. In the Philippine and local context, Philippine hinterland communities face challenges like poverty, limited education, and inadequate healthcare access. These problems, along with their dependence on agriculture and natural resources, make them particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change. While Gihulngan's city-specific situation needs more research, it likely experiences similar struggles as other hinterland areas in the Philippines. The literature gap. Despite documented struggles of hinterland communities worldwide, data on specific regions, especially in the Philippines, is lacking. This knowledge gap hinders creating targeted interventions to address the unique needs of these marginalized populations. Further research on demographics and health profile is essential for equitable and sustainable development. What is the objective of this study? 1. To address the knowledge gap, the study profiled the socioeconomic characteristics and health status of residents of a hinterland community in Negros Island. 2. It also compared residents' health status according to their socioeconomic demographics in terms of their physical functioning, bodily pain, role limitations due to physical health, role limitations due to emotional problems, emotional well-being, social functioning, energy, fatigue, general health perceptions, and health change. The findings serves as baseline data for the comprehensive health plan proposed. What is the framework of the study? This paper examines how socioeconomic factors like income, education, and access to healthcare influence health outcomes. This is anchored on WHO's Social Determinants of Health framework, which recognizes that non-medical factors play a major role in health. SDH includes things like living conditions, economic policies, social norms, which can create health inequities between different groups. The study suggests that addressing the social determinants is crucial for improving overall population health and reducing health disparities. What are the methodologies of this study? For the research design, it utilizes quantitative using descriptive comparative approach. The conducted research is at Sitio Alum, Barangay Bonavista, Gihulngan, Negros Oriental, with 163 heads of the household identified using stratified random sampling as respondents. It also utilized as research instrument RAND 36-item Health Survey version 1, a tool adapted from the MOS SF-36 to measure 8 health concepts: physical functioning, bodily pain, role limitations, physical and emotional well-being, social functioning, energy, fatigue, and overall health perceptions. Reliability testing of the survey instrument yielded a high index of 0.935. For statistical treatment, descriptive utilizes the mean, standard deviation, frequency count, and percentage distribution. For comparative, it uses Mann-Whitney-Yu and Kruskal-Wallis. So what were the results of this study? First, the profile of the respondents. The study population is predominantly composed of older unemployed women, that's 71.2%, with limited education, that's 58.9% of the respondents, highlighting potential health literacy challenges despite access to clean water, which is 98.8%, and toilets at 71.8%. Healthcare access is limited with reliance on barangay health workers, while majority of respondents are low-income farmers at 94.5%, earning less than 7,500. Furthermore, there's a prevalence of pre-hypertension and hypertension, and overweight among respondents underscores the need for targeted interventions addressing these interconnected health and socio-economic factors. For the results, general health status of the respondents. Respondents reported a good overall health status across physical, mental, and social dimensions with minimal pain and a general sense of well-being, suggesting effective coping mechanisms and access to supportive resources. They reported no limitations in performing daily activities, indicating a positive health status and likely engagement in regular physical activity. Moreover, while experiencing mild bodily pain interfering with work and housework, respondents reported no limitations due to physical or emotional problems in their daily activities, demonstrating a positive mental health status and effective management of emotional well-being. Further, respondents reported good overall health regardless of demographic factors like age, sex, and socioeconomic status. Those without formal education reported moderate health, highlighting potential health disparities related to educational attainment. Respondents with a monthly income of 7,500 or higher reported excellent health, emphasizing the link between socioeconomic status and health outcomes. Results: difference in health status in terms of physical functioning and bodily pain. Physical functioning was significantly impacted by age, living with seniors, and blood pressure, particularly in older individuals and those with hypertension. In contrast, bodily pain was found to be independent of demographic and health-related factors, highlighting its widespread nature and the need for further research to understand its complex determinants. Results: difference in the health status in terms of role limitations due to physical health and emotional problem. The study found no significant difference in role limitations due to physical health problems across various demographics or health-related factors, except for BMI, which is the body mass index, where overweight respondents reported significantly greater limitations in role due to emotional problems. These findings highlight the complex interplay of factors influencing functional limitations and the need for further research to identify specific contributors and develop targeted interventions. Results: difference in health status in terms of emotional well-being and social functioning. The study found no significant difference in emotional well-being across both demographic and health-related factors, except for family monthly income, with low earners reporting lower well-being. Similarly, social functioning was largely unaffected by various factors except for employment status, with unemployed individuals reporting significantly lower social functioning. Results: difference in health status in terms of energy fatigue and general health perception. Older respondents and those with more dependents reported significantly lower energy levels, aligning with research on the impact of age and family structure. General health perception was significantly lower in younger respondents, aligning with research on age-related differences in health perceptions. Results: difference in health status in terms of health change. The analysis reveals that perceived changes in health are primarily influenced by age, with older respondents reporting a significantly greater decline compared to younger respondents. Overall analysis of the findings. The study findings partially align with the social determinants of health framework, revealing the influence of socioeconomic factors and limited healthcare access on health outcomes. However, the reported good overall physical and emotional health, despite these disadvantages, suggests the significant role of factors like social support and resilience in mitigating adverse effects. Variations in health status based on age, employment, income, and weight further highlight the complex interplay in various social determinants, emphasizing the need for a comprehensive approach addressing both socioeconomic factors and individual strengths to promote health equity. In conclusion, 1. The findings suggest that socioeconomic determinants of health play a significant role, but not an absolute one, in shaping health outcomes. Individual resilience, social support, and coping mechanisms can mitigate the adverse effects of low socioeconomic status and limited healthcare access. This study further emphasizes the need for a multifaceted approach to health intervention, focusing not only on addressing socioeconomic determinants, but also on strengthening individual and community resilience and promoting social support networks. Additionally, tailored interventions that consider the specific needs and strengths of different populations are crucial. And finally, despite facing significant socioeconomic disadvantages, the study population demonstrates resilience and maintains relatively good health, suggesting that there are untapped resources and strengths within these communities that can be leveraged to improve health outcomes. What were the limitations of these findings? 1. The study's cross-sectional design limits causal inference and relies on self-reported health measures. 2. The findings may not be generalizable beyond the specific region studied, and unmeasured confounding factors could influence results. And finally, the sample size, while sufficient, may not fully represent the entire population, warranting further research with larger, diverse samples and incorporating objective health assessments. What are our recommendations and practical value? The study findings highlight the need for targeted interventions in Gihulngan City, focusing on physical activity for older adults, mental health support for low-income individuals, and social opportunities for the unemployed. Accessible health education programs, strengthen social support systems, and improve access to healthcare professionals are crucial. Policies should address educational opportunities, employment, financial support, and healthcare access. What's the direction for future research? This study's findings highlight the need for targeted intervention in Gihulngan City, focusing on physical activity for older adults, mental health support for low-income individuals, and social opportunities for the unemployed. Accessible health education programs, strengthen social support systems, and improve access to healthcare professionals are crucial. And policies should address educational opportunities, employment, financial support, and healthcare access. These are the references of the study. More references. Madamo nga salamat and thank you for listening.